Welcome. My name's Jacob Ferguson, and welcome to the recap of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16, Episode 10. Power. The political anthem, Power. I think it was just called Work the World, which I don't fully understand why you would just name it that, but okay. The Queens had to write a verse to the political anthem, Power, written by Leland and choreographed by Jamal Sims. And category on the runway is monochromatic true colors. So first and foremost, Plasma is gone to begin with in this episode. She left, and I really do think that that's sort of sad. Not gonna lie. However, she did leave her mark. She left with 2 challenge wins, and nobody is safe. So we think. Later in the episode, they will pull some strings to make sure that we keep this train moving a little bit longer than it needs to. But for right now, we are at the top 7. We have Mhi'ya, Mhi'ya, Sapphira, Plain, Morphine, Dawn, and Q left in the race. And I'm really excited about this top 7. What do you guys think? I know that Plasma was a popular queen, and maybe she should have been here more than maybe Mhi'ya, but you can't deny that Mhi'ya put up a good fight to the lip sync and won it. To the people who are bashing Q for her win, well, I don't necessarily agree that she should have won. You gotta give the bitch props. At least she put forth the effort and made something good. Y'all made her deactivate her Twitter account, which is not okay, and y'all need to stop. Every single season we have a queen who just gets relentlessly and mercilessly bullied. More than likely it's a queen of color because Drag Race fans, or fans rather, are awful people sometimes, most of the time, when it comes to Drag Race. And they will relentlessly attack somebody that they don't like, and Q is public enemy number 1, apparently. I hate that this is actually happening to Q. I hope that Q gets a good vibe from this episode, though I doubt it because people are mean. So there was no mini challenge this week because mini challenges are for the week. Legitimately, the only mini challenge that necessarily matters this entire season is the reading challenge. It's the only challenge that you're actually going to get. Mini challenge you're actually going to get and are promised to get each season, and some of them are better than others. But there was no mini challenge this week. We've already had the reading challenge. And so mainly the main plot point is that Mhi'ya and Morphine are fighting. The 2 Miami girls are going at it. Because Plasma went home, and a lot of people thought it should have been Morphine in the bottom instead of Plasma. And Mhi'ya just basically says, even if Morphine was in the bottom, she'd still go home because I would have sent her home. I really do think that this is a good little drama to happen. I predict a Morphine versus Mhi'ya lip sync in the future, and I'm sort of excited to see it. So, let's talk about the main challenge. They have to write and record a verse to Power, the political anthem. This is taking place of the political challenge, which I really hate that it is. I like the idea of a political anthem, but just like with Show Up Queen, where it was the girl group challenge, Show Up Queen was a lot better in the fact that it was like, stand up for what you believe in. This is just vote, which you should be voting. They brought up a lot of great conversations with the voting, so you should register to vote if you haven't already, and make sure that the side that is opposing queer rights does not win. So let's talk about the workroom drama. Mhi'ya is scared because Mhi'ya did not write her original verse to ASMR Lover. That was Megami. Megami wrote it for her. which is no big deal, but it's also a very big deal because Megami is no longer in the competition. In fact, this whole thing was tailor made for Megami, which is sad that she left because I know that she was probably sitting at home going, "Damn you, Rue! I could have had this. I could have written a verse." Um, so Nymphia is struggling. They make a reference to the SpongeBob, just when he takes 5 hours to write out which I think was really funny, and they call Plain Jane Handsome Squidward. A lot of people are struggling. Saphira brings up the lift every voice and sing, which I just think is great. And you can tell fully that she is confident in herself with this. Mhi'ya tries to rhyme equal with equal, and it's this big plot point that really doesn't go anywhere. Dawn talks about her mental health issues, which I think is very brave. I'm glad that she's getting out there and saying, "This is what I deal with, and this is how I deal with it." And Morphine really wants to win. That is her main thing. So we get to the recording thing with Leland, who is very attractive, mind you. And there's a lot of like bad takes and stuff like that. Q moaning the entire time. Jinx did it once during "Can I Get an Amen?" And now everybody thinks that they're Jinx. More on Q in a little bit because I really do think that we gotta talk about her some. Not in a bad way, but also not in the best way. So let's talk about the people who did good. I think that Morphine did really well in the recording and in the dancing. Let's talk about the dancing. Q says, "Oh, I'm in musical theater." But she doesn't know how to move. There's a difference between what Mhi'ya does and what musical theater does, or what you could do. If you can do a jazz square, good for you. What Mhi'ya does is different from what everybody else does. Mhi'ya can flip, dip, and all that, but she herself said that during Sound of Ruzik, she was not very good at learning choreography. So, I really do think that, this sort of choreography is tailor-made for, say, Mhi'ya. I think that if Plasma was still here, she would probably done really well in this challenge, but probably not won. So let's talk about the performance. So whose verses did I like? Not a lot of them, because it was sort of weird. The mixing was weird. I also just don't think that this is a good political challenge. I'm sorry. Like, I do think that it has some merit, but I would have really liked to have seen a debate. Maybe all of them would have been better. Saphira and Morphine stood out to me right away. I really liked theirs. Queens that didn't. Q, I'm sorry, she just didn't. Nymphia, again, with the bananas. Which I will get into again, but Nymphia, Plain, and Q struggled. And the rest of them did pretty well. I will say Dawn surprised me. I thought that it could have been her challenge to win, but let's go on to Runway. Cream and crunch them. Category is true colors or monochromatic. First up, let's talk about the winner, Miss Saphira Cristál. Hers was this blue goddess look. It was really, really well done. Her verse was really well done. It gets a cream on both of them for me. They made a reference to Eveline from the Wiz, which I freaking love that. Anytime that they reference the Wizard of Oz or the Wiz in Drag Race, I'm like, yep. She looked like $1,000,000. I really enjoyed her runway tonight. It's a definite cream. Next up is Morphine Love Dion. She dressed in this royal purple look. Is it the best that I've seen her look? No, but is it pretty? Yes. So I'm gonna give it a cream. I do think that there was a lot more that she could have done with it than what she actually did. But her verse was really good, so that's a cream as well. Honestly, Morphine knocked it out of the park with her verse. I don't really remember all of the words of her verse, but I know she said ballad in it, so that's good. Once it comes out on like Amazon Music and stuff, I'll re-listen to it, and I'll probably give my thoughts on it after that. But let's talk about Dawn. This runway look was my favorite of the night. She looked like a little goober, like little sleep goblin. There's a movie version of Hansel and Gretel starring Howie Mandel as the Sandman. That's what this was giving. I was in a production of that as a musical thing. So that's what it was giving. She was giving the Sandman. Um, she was really good in her challenge. It's two creams for me. She was definitely top three. Mhi'ya. This look was good. I'll give it a soft cream. You know, I'm not beating it to stiff peaks, but I am, I'll cream it a little bit. But as for her verse, she did really well in that too. Um, it's a cream. She gets two creams. Next up, let's talk about Q. Um, her runway look was okay. Honestly, it wasn't my favorite, so I'm gonna give it a crunch. Just because I can. It's my opinion. I don't really. She gets two crunches from me. And really, she should be after Plain Jane, who gets a cream and a crunch. But I did like. I do think that if they had gotten rid of Q now, it would have been very anticlimactic. As for Plain Jane, she gets a cream for her runway, though I do wish that there was more green on it, because there was barely any. It was just down at the bottom. So maybe giving her a cream would have been more green would have been great. But I'm gonna give her a cream and a crunch for her song because eh, it was okay. It wasn't the best. As for Nymphia, she gets two crunches. Her runway look was not bad. However, I saw this thing where somebody commented that, well, Saphira wore blue more than Nymphia's wore bananas. It's just branding. Yeah, it's branding, but every single time Nymphia talks, a banana is somewhere in there. And it is so annoying. I was completely Team Nymphia before the season aired. After this, I think that Nymphia was supposed to be in the bottom two. If they had done a bottom two, which, spoiler alert, they didn't, Nymphia was going to be there. And it's because her trajectory has been like she has gone up, 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 up from winning the ball challenge. Then she got an extra boost for the girl group, and then she sort of stayed here for the Sound of Ruzik, and then did meow, and she's gone down, and then had a little bump up, a little do down from when she was in the design challenge. She has not been doing that great in the design challenges. In not in the design challenges, in regular challenges. I don't think that she's been doing that well. And the banana motif, I am just so tired of it. I'm so tired of it. I know it's coming each and every week. If she wins the season, it better be because these last couple of episodes, she breaks away from the banana motif and is really good. But if not, then Saphira needs to win. Um, I feel like Saphira is more realized as a person. I think that Nymphia would be a good little funny All Stars person. You know, somebody to throw in on All Stars and be great on there and win on there. But I just don't necessarily think that Nymphia has shown, at least to me, that she deserves to win. And I know it's stupid coming from a white fag. I mean, me, you know, what credentials do I have on drag? None. But I just think that maybe she doesn't deserve to win. Um, so that being said, we get the final immunity potion. Plane has a chance to use it, and she uses it on Nymphia. So this, I think, throws complete everything that they were building towards out the window. They were probably going to put her and Q in the bottom just to show Nymphia that she can be in the bottom and be up for elimination and it be okay. To get rid of either Q or Plane. Probably Q because she's been in the bottom before. Just to show that anybody can go home and the person that just won could go home. But since Nymphia is now safe, they're not going to put Plane and Q up for elimination. Because that's just not how that works. Because Plane has 2 wins, Q has 2 wins, Nymphia has 2 wins, but that's about it. You know. Also, I think that they were either banking that Mhi'ya was going to do worse than she actually did, so that way they could probably send her home, or this entire episode was just so that way there could be a top 2. There's that possibility as well. So Nymphia gets to go backstage. They don't even talk about her. And so the low placements of the week are Plain Jane and Q. Everybody else is in the top. And they fake it out like it's going to be like this big, like, you're actually up for elimination because we can't decide between the two of you. But Saphira and Morphine have to lip sync for the win. The lip sync song is not True Colors by Cyndi Lauper, like I thought it was going to be. You know, when you have a title of a song in a song, you just throw that in. And that would have actually really worked well with the political stuff. You know, I see your true colors shining through, so don't be afraid. You know, like, go out and vote. But instead, they decided to do Made You Look by Meghan Trainor. And I'm smiling because, honestly, this song is actually one of my favorites. I'm sorry, I love it, unironically. I know Meghan Trainor is not the person, you know, but I do love this song. Anytime it comes up on my music, I just listen to it because it's a good little catchy ditty. And everybody was like, "Whoa, why?" And it's because Drag Race has always been a time capsule of the times. Whether it's talking about things like the Pulse nightclub shooting in 2016 or these political challenges or mentioning Donald Trump like they did in season 11. It's like these are little time capsules. So why not do the most popular songs of the time that they were filming this? You know, they were filming 2023. These songs were popular on TikTok in 2023. Why not just throw them in? You know, what's the harm in this? And I know Made You Look was probably going to be on there. I knew that. I was like, yeah, probably. But I was really like, ooh, wow. Let's see where this goes. I thought it would have been more of a Morphine song, but immediately Saphira was like, nah, it's my song. And she freaking goes for it, and she kills it, and she does, like, it's great. I loved it. I was smiling the entire time. It was just a fun little energy number. I won't say it's the best lip sync that we've gotten. I still think that probably either goes to Bloody Mary last week or probably Flowers or I Want to Dance with Somebody. It's probably Bloody Mary, let's be honest here. But I did really, really enjoy this number. It was so high energy, it was so fun. In the end, Saphira wins, which I agree with. I think that she would have won outright if it had been a regular thing. Also, I think that Plain and Q could have lip synced to this and then it'd be a double save, but that's just me. I don't necessarily think that we're going to get a double save, you guys. I think it's just going to be cut, all the way down to either a top 4 or a top 3. Because they're not doing lip syncs for the crown anymore, at least not on regular seasons. They can easily just go, we're going to cut it down to a top 3, and screw you guys. So that was my thoughts on it. My top 4 are Saphira, Mhi'ya, Q, and Plain. And here's the reason why. Dawn has yet to win a challenge. Morphine has yet to win a challenge. And Mhi'ya, I mean, come on, she's not going to win. So, those are my top 4. And as much as I don't like what Mhi'ya is doing, you can't deny that the girl hasn't created a fan base for herself. I think that she's the little what Dawn was originally probably going to be if they had painted her in this light, this little like precious little thing that we keep like hold of, like Willow Pill almost, and it's like yes, but she's so precious. I think that Nymphia is getting that treatment, but I do think that she needs to step it up. She needs to step it up, not on the runway necessarily, though bananas would be nice to never be seen again on the runway. But like in the challenges, she needs to step it up. So those are my thoughts and opinions on this episode 10 of season 16. What did you guys think? Leave your comments down below, and do not send hate to anybody mentioned in this video. Thank you guys, and bye.